afternoon. My name is Gaetano Braidotti. I manage the Airlines and Airports team here at Cirium. For those that don't know Cirium, we are an aviation analytics provider to the whole aviation industry. And amongst the various data sets that we have from schedules, traffic, operational data, fleet data, today what I want to focus on is having the opportunity to talk about the exciting topic of how we can help airports capitalize on understanding the traveler intent of the passengers, the demand, and the traffic data to help them build new business and gain a competitive advantage. And in the constantly evolving ecosystem of the world travel, one of the biggest challenges that airports are facing at the moment is the constant influx of data and how to manage that effectively to understand really what the travelers' behaviors are to better predict, to make better decisions. These behaviors are extremely important for airports to help them identify new business opportunities and gain that competitive advantage. For this reason, the key stakeholders in airports need to understand how to analyze and leverage that data on a daily basis. And today I'm going to focus, it's going to be quite a short presentation, but I'm going to focus on 3 or 4 key aspects that we believe could be of interest to airports to understand how to better capitalize on this information. Can you hear me well? Good. So I'd like to start with a couple of interesting statistics, a good way to start always. Don't know if from behind there you can read, but did you know that the global passenger traffic of the first quarter for 2022, so the amount of people that traveled with an airplane, was 600 million. That was in 2022, and we're just talking about the first quarter. Now, I have a question for you. What do you think was the amount of passengers that traveled for the same period in 2023? So the first 3 months of 2023, can someone have a guess? Educated guess, anyone? Very well. Almost double that. In just a year, almost 1 billion people traveled compared to the quarter from last year. Now, why is that important? The aviation industry, I mean our industry, it's a fantastic industry, we all know. It changes constantly. It has these very quick dynamic shifts. And it can create some challenges but opportunities at the same time. But here we're talking 50% increase in traffic in the same period, year on year. It's a huge number. A lot of challenges for the airports, but also a lot of opportunities. And I would obviously, hopefully, try to uncover a few of them today with the presentation. The 4 main topics that I'd like to cover today are going to be how airports can analyze the traveler intent to better predict, so do the analysis around predictive analysis, what is the forecast, how can they better predict what's going to happen, have a much more targeted and efficient marketing and campaign strategy using this type of data, and then optimize revenue streams, I mean from classic air service development opportunities to more interesting partnership opportunities that airports can keep on constantly developing with this type of information. And then the whole staffing and resource allocation, which is, again, a very important topic that was all over the news, especially last year and the year before at some airports. So talking about predictive analysis, let's start with that. So at Serum, we do have a way to help airports do exactly that right now. The core data sets that help us get to the outputs that might be interesting and relevant are a combination of several. So there's schedules data, which obviously provides that view 11 months ahead of what is a capacity, but that's not enough. We all know that. You need to have the traffic to understand exactly what and how many passengers have traveled on specific ONDs. But that was pretty much what was used in the past. Now, you need a lot more information to make even better business cases and decisions. And this is where we added some new data sets to help you do exactly that. So from advanced bookings, so seeing exactly how many passengers have booked on specific routes up to 11 months ahead, and the traveler intent, so the shopping behavior. What are passengers actually searching and then booking? And I'll explain that as well in a short while. So just touched upon right now in terms of one aspect is how can you analyze efficiently the actual search, the sentiment that the passengers or the travelers are having, which ONDs, which markets, which destinations they want to go after. You pair that with understanding actually what has been booked. So start correlating what is the intent of the passenger, and you can actually see also what are they actually booking. So starting to make sense of maybe what was considered up until now, and I've heard, and I spoke to a lot of colleagues at airports, a little bit of noise when you just look at that search data. Is start correlating and having more data points to make that business case. Very important topic, actually. Here on the slide it says infer. We don't necessarily need to infer. We have that information. We know if a passenger also, the kind of demographics and the kind of passenger that is going to be coming in your airport. Business passenger, leisure passenger. Very important as well to understand how to properly target and manage efficiently the operations. And then the classic piece of analysis of being able to really compare period by period what have been the peaks, the troughs of traffic based on actual traffic and forward-looking data. There are many more, but I think just to focus on these initially can provide a lot of added value in terms of predicting, better forecasting, better seeing what's going to happen in the picture in the future. Marketing and advertising, obviously another big topic. With, typically in terms of marketing campaigns and providing sort of an understanding of what are your key origin markets, there's many ways to do that, of course. But we think that with these capabilities, with this type of data, you can understand much better your target audience to obviously market better and understand the booking behavior as well of these passengers. You can identify more easily what are your key origin markets as well, which are interested in your destination. And very importantly as well, you can tailor even more efficiently to business or leisure travelers by knowing exactly what type of passenger is going to be flying in and out of your airport. And then last but not least, you can really start benchmarking the return on investment on how these campaigns, how these messaging, how these initiatives from a marketing perspective have happened over time by actually correlating with the demand changes that have happened over time within an airport. In terms of optimizing revenue streams and new opportunities as well, that's another important topic that can be leveraged and utilized with forward booking, traffic, and traveler intent data as well. Understanding essentially when and where the travelers are likely to book is obviously extremely important to help airports understand and define their pricing strategies, develop incentives to airlines, and also focus on advertising, obviously, in the real core market segments. So, first use case, a lot of esteemed colleagues, of course, do it already. We chat all the time, but how can you improve and add even more value to the business cases that you create when you go and talk to airlines? It's extremely important to leverage this kind of data to create that compelling business case to convince, obviously, the airlines to add, open a new route, add an existing route, increase the capacity. Another important topic is allocate the correct staff and resources in an airport. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're not expecting, or you weren't expecting, an amount of passengers, and therefore the passenger experience dips, or conversely, you have too many staff for actually what you need. So that's a very important topic as well, that can use the traveler intent, the search, and the demand data to really effectively understand what's needed at the airport. Target marketing spend, we touched upon it as well. So it's spend when and where it matters most, so that you know exactly the booking curve and when passengers are traveling to your airport. And then a lot of airports already are doing quite a lot of interesting strategic partnerships and developing different types of partnerships. But, I mean, I mentioned a few, obviously, like hotels, car rentals, and many more. But with that particular data, you're able to create even more an optimized and compelling business case for a successful partnership to work together. So, in conclusion, obviously, today, so I wanted to explain again, so understanding the traveler intent, the demand data, and the traffic data is essential for airports. Some are already doing it very efficiently. Others might be interested in knowing a little bit more. But by using tools, of course, such as the DO suite and data that is available, obviously, in the market, you can really help that journey that we just talked about in terms of enriching that predictive analysis, marketing, advertising, resourcing, revenue opportunities, staffing, and so on. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. Very short presentation, but what we really wanted to convey in terms of message today is the clear view that a data-driven approach is extremely important to ensure that the airports can develop these business opportunities in the future. And despite me not showing really too much detail now, I really encourage you to come and visit us at the stand, where we can show you in more detail some live examples and the type of data sets that we have and how we might help with your business cases and opportunities. One final thing, we have the newly updated IATA slots calendars, which yesterday went completely gone. We have the new version with the correct one, so we encourage everyone to come on the stand and get the latest one. So thank you very much.